The story everyone is yapping about, the shockwaves. The shockwaves bouncing around, the Jets losing Aaron Rodgers to snap, crackle, and pop. Is he gone for the rest of the season? A Achilles injury that was confirmed. So Rodgers suffering the injury, not 1, not 2, not 3. How about 4 plays into that Jets game with the Buffalo Bills? And so he is out following months of buildup, months of hyperbole and high expectations. And they were talking about Super Bowl confetti falling down from the heavens in Lost Wages, Nevada. Well, not the heavens, there's a roof on that stadium, but falling down. And now all of it is gone in a jiffy. Pop! Jiffy, pop! See you later. So the coach of the New York AFC football team has spoken here. If you didn't hear what he had to say, and possibly not, Robert Saleh. You think he's worried right now about whether or not he'll be coaching the Jets in 2024? You should be if you're not. Well, Robert Saleh publicly remains very bullish on the chances of the New York Jets to remain competitive this year. He's the only one, apparently. I think him and Joe Beningo are the only 2 people. That's a talk show guy that used to work in New York. But here's the deal. Listen, if you didn't hear this, and possibly not, well, here's the audio tape. Listen to Robert Saleh here as he explains, listen, things are going to be all right here. Be careful with what you say here, you people.
I don't know why people are trying to put an obituary onto our team name. Aaron is an unbelievable piece to this whole thing, and we love him, but there's 52 other guys in the locker room, plus the 16 practice squad guys that believe that we can do a hell of a lot of good things here.
All right, so the key part of that was the beginning. We got a microphone at Radio Shack, which no longer even exists, but that's how it sounded a little muffled. But here's the thing. Listen, Robert Saleh warning the fans and media. What is your viewpoint on Robert Saleh, as we discussed, your viewpoint on Robert Saleh saying that the media and the fans should not be writing the obituary for the Jets following Aaron Rodgers exiting stage left for the entire season? So I've got Supper Club, Jorts, and Demolition Derby. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to make the Baba Ganoush, which Aaron Rodgers can eat a lot of Baba Ganoush with his special sauce on the Baba Ganoush there on top of it. Yeah.
That's good sauce.
Anyway. All right, so listen, Robert Saleh, I get the whole spiel. I understand. We've been doing this for a while. We've been dealing with him for the last couple of years. This is what you are supposed to say. Your star player gets hurt. There's a yin to the yang. You are the spokes hack for the team you coach. You come out there, and anything less would have been a breach of decorum. This is proper pigskin etiquette. All right, you want to have a positive atmosphere, and this has always been his demeanor. He's always been a cheerful kind of a guy, enthusiastic, very animated Robert Saleh. Remember when he was coaching the Niners defense, the TV people loved to show Robert Saleh because he was moving his arms around and he was like a cartoon. And now he's coaching the Jets, and he's the same way, but you got to be positive. Despite that, I am not Benny Brightside on the New York Jets. No. Not at all. I will be the voice of reason here. Right now, Robert Saleh has joined the Supper Club, as in the Last Supper for the Jets, and you might as well start cooking those funeral potatoes at this point for the 2023 Jets. And I've heard some people say, things will be okay. And I do realize that the Jets have a pretty good defense. And I'm not going to sit here and say they don't have a good defense. As we pointed out in a previous episode of the show, unless you have some kind of time machine in the modern NFL, it doesn't mean diddly poo to have a dominant defense if your quarterback is completely inept. And there lies the problem in this tangled web of chaos for the Jets. Zach Wilson, good old Zach Wilson, he ain't it, man. He ain't it. He ain't that guy.
Diddly poo.
Yeah, he is a feeble quarterback. He's what's known as a total lightweight. So you want to go out and buy some rosary beads on Amazon for the Jets 2023 season, feel free here. And you can warm up the band. Na-na-na-na, na-na-na-na, hey, hey, goodbye. Yeah, that's the way it's going to go. Now, people do improve and people get better and all that happens, sure. Absolutely. Every once in a while, you catch lightning in a bottle. It does happen. But is it going to happen with Zach Wilson? No. Zero chance. Zero chance. With this guy's a stiff, as our old caller from Rhode Island would say. The guy's a bum. The guy's a bum, Zach Wilson. All right, now, turn to the page. We stay in Gotham. The Jets are currently window shopping because they realize, even though publicly they're like, hey, listen, this is our guy. We're going to continue with Zach Wilson. He's our leader. Well, that's what they're doing publicly. Privately, they are contacting anyone that's got a pulse that used to play quarterback and say, hey, how would you like to play for the Jets? Yeah. Some of the names that have been mentioned from CBS, Matt Ryan, who just called his first regular season NFL game as an analyst. Matt Ryan, the same Matt Ryan that was not only a quarterback, he blew chunks, projectile vomit with the Indianapolis Colts last year. So Matt Ryan has been mentioned. You've got Carson Wentz. He's failed for 3 teams in a row. And then you have Nick Foles. He is available. If you want him, just give him a call. Just give him a call. Now, there is also a trade possibility that's been kicked around, if you've been paying attention here, and a name that was mentioned over the weekend that Jets had interest in this guy. They had interest in him last year and even this offseason. From the LA Rams, you can ram it all day, you can ram it all night after the big upset win over the overrated Seahawks. Matthew Stafford, his name has been tossed out into the echo chamber as a possibility. So I am now going to deputize you. I'm going to make you a senior advisor for the Jets. You're now a senior advisor for the Jets. What should the Jets do at quarterback going forward, assuming the position that they realize they've got a turd burger at quarterback right now, and Zach Wilson, you don't want to put a turd burger out there all season, so you got to go out and get somebody else. So what would you do? Now, I'll go first here, and you can go and I'll give out the number in a sec. You can call in. But here's what I would do. First of all, I activate the Maller think tank. That's my first move. So I do that. I have to activate the Maller think tank. And as an unsolicited consultant for Gangrene, I avoid Matthew Stafford because Matthew Stafford is the same kind of a ticking time bomb that Aaron Rodgers was going into the year. We saw the Aaron Rodgers time bomb went kaboom, and Matthew Stafford has been put through the wood chipper. So he's not long to make it through the entire season. So you could trade for Matthew Stafford, and the Rams would be happy to trade him. But you're going to have the same problem in week 5 or 6 where Stafford is out, and then what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You'll be back with Zach Wilson. So I've got the perfect solution. Nobody else has this. The perfect solution for the Jets. The guy to go out there and get. And it involves Halloween, which is not that far away, right? Next month, the end of next month, Halloween. So here's what you do. You go out to the Halloween shop. You get one of those fake mustaches. You get one of those wig mullets, and you get some scissors, and you cut your jeans and make them jorts. And then you have the full outfit for the man that will save the New York Jets season. He's not my Gardner. He's not your Gardner. He's Gardner Minshew. That's the guy. That's the guy, Gardner Minshew. Get him. He won't cost that much. The Colts aren't trying to win. Jim Irsay didn't care about the Colts this year. It's a throwaway year. So go out and get Gardner Minshew, who's the backup in Indianapolis. Do it! Do it! Trade for Minshew! That's the guy. That's the guy. And it would be magical. It would certainly be an upgrade. Well, I think if there's some people in cemeteries that would be an upgrade over Zach Wilson. But here's the deal. Upgrade, better player, not going to cost you that much. And he's got that chillax attitude. He does. Right? He's got that razzmatazz also. He would dominate with the Jets because you don't need great. He's not great. I'm not going to sit here and say he's great. He's average. But average is better than bad. And you have bad right now in Zach Wilson. The guy can't play. Okay? He doesn't have it. Gardner Minshew's got a little bit of it. He can play a little bit. He's average, but average is fine. You got a good defense, you got average, and occasionally Gardner will do amazing landscaping, and man, will he be great. And you have a shot of getting that little magical dust that Nick Foles had in Philadelphia, Kurt Warner, way back in the day for the old St. Louis Rams. But Zach Wilson ain't going to do it. All right, last word here. So let's go to Park Avenue. And I was in New York earlier this year. I wandered by the Park Avenue offices of the NFL. No NFL logo, by the way. It's a nondescript skyscraper in Manhattan. Walked by it there, and many are convinced that Aaron Rodgers blew a tire because of the boogeyman, the turf monster. The turf monster got him. That if he'd been playing on natural grass, then he wouldn't have gotten hurt. But because the Jets play in a multi-team facility, that he played on the turf, and the synthetic grass is what caused the injury. So the NFL has responded to this bold decree. Do you think the NFL, said, yes, that's all true, it's all because of the turf, and if Rodgers had played on grass, he would have been fine? Do you think the NFL said, no, that's not true, or C, no comment? So the answer is door number 2. The answer is B. Jeff Miller, it's a very generic name. He's an NFL executive overseeing health and safety. He went on a conference call this week and said that there is no statistical difference to injury data going back to 2015 for Achilles injuries suffered on natural grass versus turf, that it's essentially the same. He also pointed out J.K. Dobbins of the Ravens, he had a torn Achilles on a natural grass field in Baltimore. So people are up in arms over this. I can't believe the NFL did this. This is disrespectful. Blah, 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 blah. So let's talk about this one. So the NFL bigwig says they've got the numbers, and it shows that the Achilles injuries happen the same rate on turf as grass. Does that pass the smell test? So I have an unpopular opinion. I actually believe it. I do believe it. And I know that's an unpopular opinion, and you should get on here and scream and shout and blow the whole thing down over there at the NFL. But maybe I'm gullible. You can call me gullible. But here's the thing. Is it true that the NFL, if they got rid of every turf field in this hypothetical Twilight Zone scenario, every turf field, indoors, outdoors, and they went to a natural grass, I'm talking Kentucky bluegrass, good old Kentucky bluegrass, and that's where they went, would players stop popping their Achilles if that was the case? And the answer is obviously no. That's a rhetorical question because the NFL is a demolition derby. It's like when I was a kid, they had these things, monster truck competitions, which I guess they still do, but it was a big deal, right? That's what the NFL is, and players are crash test dummies, and a certain percentage of players are going to be injured every season. The NFL hopes not star players because that's bad for business. But it's as long as it's within the margin of error, that's what you got to do.